Hey Kay, how are you? I apologize. I did not set an advance notice. Completely slipped my mind. I was answering some emails, taking care of a few things. So I'm here, and no one knows that I'm here, which is okay. They will either find me or they won't. And Kathy or Kay has found me, and William has found me. William, how are you? I wanted to call you. Man, my day has been once again just spread out in all kinds of different directions. Give me a second, guys. Just a second. So, I'm turning back to the Tao. Okay, so decided William. Going to read a couple things. I'm practicing to the extent that I'm able. Surrendering, letting go, and letting go. That I'm truly in a position now after decades and decades of meditation, after a lot of self inquiry, practice of yoga, studying the Tao. Man, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of practice, and I'm happy with all of it. It has brought me to a place, most especially my meditation, breath work. I can just say my path of yoga and A Course in Miracles, and the recent immersion in the Tao. That I don't want to battle. I don't want to battle life, and I have for a long time. I don't want to battle other people. I don't want to fight for space. I don't want to fight for money. I don't want to fight for views. I don't want to fight for subscriptions. I don't want any of it. I just want to be me. Now that's been coming for a long time, and I've been in that position for a long time, but it feels like it's getting radicalized. That things are sort of piling up a bit, and it's easy. It's easy for me to be the peaceful yogi when I'm living a peaceful existence, right? It's easy when nothing's going on. It's a little harder when life gets complicated, right? When taxes pile up, when people may or may not attack you on um, YouTube, or you know, you got people on your Facebook page taking political sides already. Of course, they have been for years now. Um, Family members, who are willing to disown me. I had a family member literally say he was kicking me out of the family because I was a vegan. This was 10 years ago, maybe. Um, so what do you do? Do you get you back up against the wall and decide, well, I'm not going to move. I'm going to fight back? Let's see. Sorry, I'm going to catch up with you guys. William says there's a lot. I wish I could get hands-on experience gardening. Hey, oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. But you know what? I bet you Kay would answer any questions for you. And Odom, micro farmer. We got so many great experts here. William says there's a lot I unfortunately need land for which doesn't seem possible right now. It might not seem possible now, but who knows what's possible tomorrow, a week, a year. William says relatable yogi. Poor man says used to do a lot of gardening. So again, it's always easy when life is easy. But what do you do when, again, you have circumstances, situations where it feels like people want you to have your back up against the wall and the battle? The answer is you don't have to. Here's verse 69 from the Tao Te Ching. There is no greater misfortune than feeling I have an enemy. For when I and enemy exist together, there is no room left for treasure, the three jewels. Thus, when two opponents meet, one without an enemy will surely triumph. That was my declaration a few nights ago when I said I have no enemies. None. And then I don't know. So that's where I am right now. Case says, hey, Eric LaPointe is here. Eric, how are you? Case says, hi to Eric. Our friend, Poor Man, says, used to do a lot of gardening. And man, I was watching Poor Man lug around his 200-pound sandbag. That was awesome. And I didn't realize, for some reason, Poor Man, I was missing some of your content. I didn't see that you'd put so much more up. I had an enjoyable time going through your stuff, and I liked hitting the bag. Poor Man says, got a few good mornings in a few minutes ago. Hey, Runner Boy, I was talking about you this afternoon. I was telling Poor Man to check out your sandbag workouts. Poor Man says, thanks, brother. Absolutely. Did you guys check out Runner Boy doing burpees this morning? Okay, says, hey to Runner Boy and Poor Man. So, in a way, when you do kind of feel like you got your back up against the wall, what a perfect opportunity to practice. Runner Boy says he hasn't uploaded that yet, but I did 150. I caught some of the earlier reps and then a few of the later reps. Eric Point says I missed it next time. He usually drops the video a couple of days later. Poor Man says, what's up, Runner? Saw some of your arm wrestling training. I like it. Hey, Runner Boy, have you ever competed in arm wrestling? That can be a brutal sport. Andre says, are you Steve Jobs? Why, yes, my friend, I am. Let's see. William says, I wish Indoor was plausible. I am saving my money to leave now. I am not allowed individual self. Hopefully we can talk tomorrow, William. You can't be denied an individual self. Runner Boy says, no arm wrestling comps or anything near me. Andre says, when's the iPhone 16 coming out? Man, I sent it to you. It should be in the mail. Keep checking. Keep checking every day. And let me know. Let me know when you get it. Eric Point says, it's a tough sport, arm wrestling. I used to be good for my weight class. But now I can't risk it all. Man, and it is risky. Easily tear a tendon, a ligament, a muscle. A lot of technique involved. Let's see. William says, literally nothing has changed. I am still subservient to, in every capacity, to be inferior to him. So we talked about this a little bit, William. If you're seeking to make changes in the outer world, it's going to take forever. If you're waiting for someone else to change, it's going to take forever. If you're making changes within, it's going to take some time. But it's the only thing you can work on. It's the only thing that you can work on. If you don't like what you're seeing, don't blame the outer circumstances. They have absolutely nothing to do with it. Those that can sound like harsh words, but sometimes, you know what? We need to hear a little bit of harsh words so we say, okay, you know what? Now I'm going to turn within. I'm tired of fighting an outer world. I'm going to turn within and I'm going to change my world. I'm going to change the world I see by changing how I view the world that I see. And I know you mentioned before you got tired of hearing platitudes, spiritual platitudes. But hey, give the time that you have there, save your money, make plans. The time you have there, dedicate yourself. Give 30 days, a month of meditating and doing breath work and doing an easy yoga asana routine. Roy says, I have done nothing but wreck myself trying to match what I believe he wants for me. Then stop. Stop. Eric Point says, easy injury. I completely understand that. Runner Boy says, does my comment not show up? I left a comment about boom, about the boom that was found. Oh, the bomb. Let's see. No, the last thing I saw was about the arm wrestling. Oh, you know what? Maybe bomb. Yeah, maybe that's it. Hey, Asia, how are you? Asia says, howdy, all. There you go. The World War II BOM that was found was detonated while I was running. It was very loud. Well, I bet. You're definitely one of the few people your age who's ever heard a World War II bomb go off. My father was on a minesweep in the tail end of World War II in the South Pacific. The last thing he ever wanted to hear was the World War II bomb go off. That's for sure. Runner Boy says, YouTube must not like that word. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. William says, YouTube doesn't like anything but children, apparently. Hey, that's a good point. You know, why should an adult conversation be censored in any way if you have, the age limit on? Which I'm not sure that I do. I just have it's not meant for kids. So Kay says hi to Asia. Rowan Boy says he was about 400 meters away from it. Man, that even might have been too close. Did they let you know what was going off? Runner Boy says, I think doing the 150 burpees made it really hard to keep my heart rate below 140. I had to walk a good bit. A lot can affect that. Diet can affect that. Stress level, sleep, all of that can affect where your heart rate goes when you're doing the heart rate training. Stick with it though. It's so worthwhile. Eric Point says, I think it's a worldwide thing for YouTube. Corner Boy says, well, they made a post on Facebook, but I don't have Facebook, so I didn't know. They probably should be a little more um, inclusive on where they post information, like bombs going off. Maybe not just on Facebook. Maybe like broadcast it everywhere and have people knocking on doors. Seems like it would be a good thing to know. Hey, a bomb's going to go off 400 meters away. Eric Point says, because anything goes in U.S. Technically. Kevin's here. So Eric, hello, Kevin. How are you? De Norva por Aqua. That I don't know. Who do we have that is a Spanish speaker in the house? Give me a second, guys. Good old Google. One second. Corner Boy says, just heard a massive noise, louder than any thunder that I've heard. That was like when I heard the tornado touch down in my backyard. Boy says, explosions are terrifying. Experience simulated mortaring, etc. during basic and cannot even compare to real combat. I was best to see no combat. Yeah, I think I'd mentioned to you guys that Milka served the tour in Iraq in 2008. She was fortunate, nothing heavy that she was involved in. She was in intelligence, collecting data. Kevin says, Eric, do you speak Spanish? I do not, but I have Google. Leo says, much love, Brother Yogi. Stay hydrated and be safe, my guy. Thank you, Leo. How are you? I've been missing your live streams. I've been trying to catch the replay. I need to, hopefully, I'll catch the next one, even if it's up and running while I'm here. Are you getting ready to go live, Leo? Runner Boy says, I'm surprised how unprofessional they were about it, since the bees are meant to be treated very seriously in Ireland with our past. Yeah, I can understand that. Okay, says, hi, Kevin and Leo. Let's see. William says, relational to service. How is Milka doing today? She is doing well today. She just sent me something on a vegan cheese that tastes like cheese. That's the last vegan bridge to cross. When they finally nailed the vegan cheese that not only tastes like cheese, but melts like cheese. So then you can actually have a pizza. Vegan cheese is pretty good, but it's yet to be into that actual cheese-like territory. It's getting closer, though. I don't really eat, I'm a whole food, plant-based vegan, meaning that I just eat whole foods. Doesn't mean on occasion I won't splurge on something, but it's been a long time, probably 3+ years. Runaway says, would you ever try lab-grown meat if it was available? No, don't really have an interest. I don't see any problem with it, except I think we're too close to playing God with some things. You know, if you're willing to give up meat, give up meat. I can see though where it might come in handy, especially, um, man, we may be faced with some food crises coming up. We can't keep treating the soil the way we do, um, and we can't keep treating animals the way they do. We can't keep pumping antibiotics, um, and expect it not to have some type of consequence. Eric says you can ban guns, but humans always find a way. Yeah, that's true. This is true. I referred earlier to, Cain and Abel. The same thing has been playing out since, what was that, Genesis? Weapons have just gotten more sophisticated. If we take away sophisticated weapons, then we have people hitting each other with sticks. However, um, well, I won't get into the politics of guns. I mean, where do we draw the line? If we say some weapons are acceptable for everyone, then why not all weapons? Because to be honest, I wouldn't mind a tank. I also wouldn't mind a bazooka. I have a feeling I would get instant respect if I had a bazooka. Let's be honest, guys. If you saw me strolling down the street with a bazooka, would you mess with me? If you knew I was the bazooka guy, would you show up on YouTube and say, "Hey, Baldy"? Huh? I don't think he would. Someone printed a 3D gun and got caught in town. Wow. William says it's going away from vegan label. I am whole food natural. I refer to myself as vegan for ethical reasons, but diet wise, I'm definitely a whole food natural eater, whole food plant based eater. But you know, man, if someone said, "What's your politics?" I could say being a vegan quite easily. More so, you know what? My politics are yoga. I practice the ethical principles of the yamas, the personal observances of the niyamas. Um, and I vote for candidates that align with those values. Well, it says, when are they called Ghost GS? Wild issues in the US. Let's see. Eric Point says you can't drawing line. You would just fight over the line. It's a good point. Just fight over the line. But you know what? If I had a bazooka, I could make a line wherever I wanted to. It's going to be my trump card from now on. If I had a bazooka, things are going to be different. Runner Boy says, I'd rather be called a non-farmed animal eater. That's not a bad way to go. You know, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Eric Lapointe follows him. Any Finn? I was on one of his live streams 2 or 3 days ago. I gave him a super chat. Super chat. He was making venison sausage, and I just mentioned how much, as a vegan, I appreciated his channel and what he's doing and how he does it, and how he's raising his kids, how he's raising his son. They appreciate animals. They love animals. They eat animals, but that doesn't sever the love and the connection they have. In fact, it deepens them. I'd much rather see people do that. I'd much rather see people hunt for their food, fish for their food, or animal husbandry for their food. I have no qualms about people eating meat. I don't like, the torture of factory farms. Um, I just don't eat meat. Just because I don't do something doesn't mean that I have to stand in a soapbox and say, you don't do something either. I'm not telling everyone to shave their heads, am I? Except for Eric Lapointe. um, and Runnerboy. I think Runnerboy should shave his head too. Runnerboy says, I like to have my own chickens and stuff. You know what? Almost everyone that I know who's gotten their own chickens, maybe Kay can talk about this. Almost everyone I know who's gotten their own chickens have ended up refusing to be able to eat them because they fall in love with them. Chickens are awesome. They actually have supposedly the emotional intelligence of a 2-year-old child. Oh, okay. William says, Ghost Weapons, I was trying to avoid censors. Got it. William says, I like the idea of non-commercial meat acquisition. Yeah, if I had to. I hunted as a kid. Hell, I worked in a veal farm as a kid. I'm often confronted by people who say, well, what would you do? Which is always a failed argument, by the way. What would you do? No one knows what they would do. But the question I'm always posed is, what would you do? Society collapses and you got to get your own food. I'd make an awesome hunter-gatherer. Man, even at 59, I'm in pretty good shape. I was an ultra runner. I could gather all over the place. I could gather places that would take you days to get to. I'd gather up all the potatoes. I'd be sitting on a stockpile of potatoes, and you guys would come begging for my potatoes. And I'd be sitting there with my potatoes and my bazooka. King of the world. But if I had to hunt, Kay says, yes, I love my chickens. I don't eat meat, though. Yeah, that's right. Kay is a vegan, but you eat, you're plant-based. You eat eggs, right? Border Boy says, I don't eat them, just for eggs. Nice. William says, non-industrialized, I shave mine. Ah, right. Absolutely. I forgot that. William says, chickens are beautiful. I like cows, like cows are. And I love petting cows. Man, I absolutely love cows. Destiny's here, Buddha of Destiny. Hello, my friend. Says, hey, Yogi, just cooked and eating. What'd you cook for dinner, Buddha? Goldie is here. Hi there, lovely people. Hi there, lovely Goldie. Warren says, I do not think I could go back to meat. No, I don't see any point when I would. If we have societal collapse, and it ever came down to it, I would do like Runner Boy, maybe have some chicken for eggs. Maybe I like fish. Not for eating, I like fish. But if I had to, that was the last meat-like thing I ever gave up, was salmon. Rome says, hey Goldie, Buddha, welcome both. Eric Point says, so true, Yogi. Goldie says, hi to William and to Eric Lapointe. Buddha says, jasmine rice with ginger and turmeric seasoning, 2 turkey cutlets, and quinoa kill cherry tomatoes. Wow. Not only sounds good, it sounds really healthy. I use turmeric every day. Someone will finally have to let me know. Turmeric, turmeric. I know we've had this discussion before. I don't think we ever hit a bottom line. Eric says, hey, Goldie. Kate says, yes, I will eat eggs. No meat, though. I know lots of plant-based people who eat eggs. Our friend Hybrid Jim, for instance. He was a vegan for a number of years, and he introduced eggs into his diet. William says, I hear if you cannot do cow, dairy, goat milk, and cheese is easier digestibility. I've heard that as well. Let's see. Goldie says, hi, I'm McCarty. Can you share my news, voicemail, or in your own words? So you guys know that Goldie, or some of you know, if you've been in the live stream when we talked about it, was going to hopefully get her own home on a sort of a rent to own option. She got the initial okay. She was waiting for confirmation with someone else who was involved, and it came back as a no. It's not going to happen for her. She's okay with it because she had left it. She surrendered it. She left it in God's hand. God's will be done, and so it is. On to the next thing for her, without going into details, in September. William Downey is in the house. Bill, how are you? Hi, Yogi, and everyone in chat. How are you guys today? I'm good. So we are on it's day one of link-free days for William Downey. We're starting a streak. How many? I think my biggest fear was he was going to get addicted to the link eating attention. Every day we were going to have William Downey say, whoops, I got another subscription. I got to eat another link. But, so far he's broken away. No links for, what is it, 1 day or 2 days? That we know of, at least. William Hart says, hey, Bill, welcome. Hi, Kathy. How are you, my friend? Kathy says, hi, Eric in chat. Hey, Kathy has a new session on her page, on her channel, I'm sorry, where she is talking to the spirits. Go check it out. It's 5 minutes. Buddha says Atlantic wild caught salmon is good. It is. That, as a matter of fact, was the last non-vegan thing I ever ate. So, everyone connected with Buddha? I think so. I hope so. Runner Boy says, Tamrick. What is, Tamrick. Got it. Tamrick. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. Buddha says, me too. I make turmeric with ginger root and strain it and then use it to pour my hot water. Nice. I use it in my main dish for the day, which is lentils, rice, or quinoa, or sometimes barley, and potatoes. And I use turmeric, as Runner Boy says, some black pepper. The black pepper isn't so much for seasoning, but to activate the turmeric. And then in the evening, I have organic turmeric and ginger tea. Paul Newman. It's really good. William Hart says it might be regional different, runner. I have no idea how. I don't think anyone does. You know that? Eric Point is laughing. Rome Down says absolutely not. Food of Destiny says who? Let's see. I'm getting lost, but I'm gonna catch up, guys. Goldie says yes. Thank you, Eric McCarty. I will share about September only after it's done. However, I will be out of my own country from 16th of September, from the 7th to the 16th of September. William says, I just wanted to say hello. I'm going to be listening. I'll be putting my groceries away. Well, thanks for listening in, Bill. Much appreciated. Oh, Buddha says is talking to spirits on a device. Yeah, Kathy, what's it called? A spirit box. Destiny says, thank you, Yogi. You're welcome, my friend. Runner Boy drops a link for William Bounty. Thank you, Runner Boy. Don't forget to drop your own link. Eric Point says that's right. Kathy says, got you, Buddha. William says, I believe it's a tomato issue. Tomato. Why is it tomato and not potato? As you guys can tell, my decades of meditation have not left me with some serious questions. You would think all those years of meditation, I'd be a really deep thinker, and instead, I'm thinking about potatoes. William says, also follow Buddha. You guys won't be disappointed. Buddha says, yes, I make my own from the roots. I make the tea. It's mad good. And I got compost, leftover ginger, and turmeric, very healthy. Nice. That's pretty awesome, Buddha. Gordy says some people call it one way, the others the other way. That makes sense. Let me just go back to the issue with bazookas. If I had a bazooka, everyone would be calling it my way. That's all I'm saying. Jace is here. Jace, my friend, how's your day been? Kathy says, hello, my sweet Goldie. Buddha says, oh, I've seen that before. I'm not interested, but I give it a like, no problem. I appreciate that, Buddha. Runner Boy drops his channel link. Thank you, Runner Boy. That's not your channel link. You can't fool me, Runner Boy. As soon as they saw the bald head, they would know it wasn't you. Goni says both are valid, and I also believe it's pronounced differently in British English than in American English, just to complicate the issue even further. Buddha says, hey, Jace. Everyone always has an affectionate greeting for Jace. It's well deserved. Jace is just one of those guys. We got some laughing emojis from Eric LaPointe. Jason says, been busy but pleasant. C. Payton says, hi, Jace. We click on Jace's channel real quick. $819, guys. There are 3 things I'd love to happen on Facebook in short order. Jace getting 1K. Optimob getting their final monetization. What did he say? I forget what they said. It was 6 something that they needed. And it's 4 days being reserved. So that means it could entirely happen this week. Oh, and I'd love to see Brian Lane get 1K. He's at like 9, I think he was at 918. Eric Point says hi to Kathy. Goldie says, let me see. Hi there, lovely Buddha. Eric Point says, I missed you, Goldie. Yeah, everyone's been traveling or working hard. We've missed some opportunity to connect with some of our favorite people, but we're here now. Kathy says hi to Kay Renee. Runner Boy says, I have a different opinion wherever it originated from is how it's said. I would agree with that. I think, for the most part. Kathy says hi to Runner Boy. Cody says yes, given the fact that it was only 100 different dialects only in Great Britain. Worm says 640-ish. So, yeah. Worm says, I think 645. So, Optimob only needs 645. And again, I believe there's at least 4 days held that aren't counted yet. So, he's been doing pretty well, I believe. Averaging, I think Jay said they might have been averaging 100 a day. Of course, you also might drop a few, but it could definitely happen by Sunday, which we were saying, what a great opportunity. Optimob Premier at the same time they get their watch hours. Welcome with Cody says, I don't even want to know how many different dialects you have in the USA. I don't think as many as people might think. Milka would be a good one to talk about that because she's absolutely fascinated by it. Wonder Boy says, I'm going to create a Rumble account. You get paid for whatever views you get, no requirements. You know what? UK Medic talked about that for a while. He was very displeased with YouTube. And I don't know if he actually ended up starting it or not. Eric Lapointe says, or I'm sorry, Goldie says to Eric Lapointe, I've been listening to Regency audio novels while working. What's a Regency audio novel? I'm not sure I'm familiar with that. Goldie says Vamps needs to start another playlist. Awesome. Born Boy says crazy. I'm working to 1.9 now. Well deserved too. I know they were going to. Quite a few people have shot up. I'm looking at Runner Boy's PRs. You got some big goals, all of which you can easily meet. You're not too far off. As a matter of fact, you need to update your goals because you hit your bench and your squat. All you got left is your deadlift. I like watching a lot of lifting channels. The only ones that I consistently follow, Runner Boy and Brad Nelson. Others I drop in, show some support. Runner Boy says I'll probably start with one video a week, just to see how it does, what it does. Goldie says Jane Austen kind. Oh, okay, got it. Eric Point says nice Goldie. Goldie says, but I read Jane Austen in original. I own the book now in paperback. Runner Boy says, I don't think I'll set any more goals for them this year after I hit my PR in a few weeks. So you hit your PR in a few weeks, and that means across the board, you hit them all. You hit all your goals, bench, squat, and deadlift. Well done. Hey, you ever think about doing any Olympic lifting? Taking my sleep supplement? Cody says, okay, Vamps is at work now. Need to sleep. Tomorrow is day 6 out of 7. 10, 12, 10, 10, 12, 12. So we got 2 12 days in a row. We will be here for you tomorrow. If you get a chance to stop in, we'll see if we can keep it entertaining for you, at least for whatever time we're able to. Runner Boy says, yeah, problem is the bar. I don't want to damage the bar I have with Olympic lifts. Do you have bumper plates? I loved Olympic lifting. I wasn't great at it, but I just loved the movements. Let's see. Jay says, Goldie, I'm going to join you. Sleepy time for me too. Be calm and relax with my family. Have a good night's sleep, Jace. I will see you early in the morning, my friend. Buddha says, sorry, I was talking to my mom here in the background. That's okay. Let's see. Buddha says, so what did you read today, sir? It's an excellent question. This morning, I read, as requested by our friend William Hart, for at least the next several weeks. We won't do the entire 195 at once, but we might do like 20 and then take a break and do something else. Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, or the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which is basically the handbook of yoga. Minabita Loka. I just love saying that. It's one of the few things that I can pronounce correctly. Minabita Loka Machete, 13. So, yep, it gives explicit directions on how to practice yoga. And as I mentioned before, asanas, postures, only mentioned 3 times in the entire book. They're such a small part of yoga itself. And I'm reading a book on the mystical Jesus, Marianne Williamson, who's a teacher of A Course in Miracles, as well as a book on practicing the path of St. Francis, the prayer of St. Francis, being an instrument of peace. And I dug out, and I might read from this in the next couple of days. I think everyone should have a copy of Gibran's The Prophet, because it is a book of deep wisdom that you can open up anywhere. anywhere. Page 81. Um, randomly, page 81. For what is it to die but to stand naked in the wind and to melt into the sun? And what is it to cease breathing but to free the breath from its restless tides, that it may rise and expand and seek God unencumbered? Only when you drink from the river of silence shall you indeed sing. And when you have reached the mountaintop, then you shall begin to climb. And when the earth shall claim your limbs, then shall you truly dance. Just randomly. It's just absolutely amazing. I love this book. There is, and I've had it forever, since I was a kid. One of the early books I gave Milka early in our relationship, she remembered her mother had a copy when she was a kid. So I'm going to look up a quote. And this is in the book. I don't remember what page, though. This is one of the most beautiful things ever written. And I'm going to... This is dedicated to you guys. Let's see. I am Trending Buddha Support. And Linda. Linda says hi, Yogi, and chat. Hi, Linda. So this is dedicated to you, all of you, my friends. It's from the Prophet. In the sweetness of friendship, let there be laughter and sharing of pleasures. For in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. In the dew, D-E-W, D-E-W. In the sweetness of friendships, let there be laughter and sharing of pleasures, for in the dew of little things, the heart finds its morning and is refreshed. Man, does not get better than that, does it? This is why I say I dedicate it to my friends, because you're the pleasure, you guys. Hey, Emma's here. Emma says, just stopping in to say hello. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. I appreciate that, Emma. Hope you're having a good day. I am says, thank you, Yogi. Much love, and much love to you. I had a beautiful discussion, short discussion, but beautiful with I am Buddha over the title, I am. So if we just keep reverting back, tracing ourselves back to the I am. Kathy says, hello, Emma. Every problem in the world resides out here. In the I am, no problems. So if we keep relating back, and relating back, let me see if I can find a Nisargadatta Maharishi quote on the I am. So I was looking for the entire quote. The Nisargadatta Maharaj said, in my world, nothing ever goes wrong. Of course, in my world, everything goes wrong, constantly and consistently. Because I'm living in this world. I'm living in the world of outer stuff. World of objects, events, situations. In the Nisargadatta's world, which is also my world and your world, we just don't ever revert back to it. We don't remember it. In the Nisargadatta Maharaj's world, nothing ever goes wrong. Even when he was dying of throat cancer, And he was asked, you know, you're a great yogi. Can you heal yourself? And his reply was, heal myself of what? This is life happening. It's life happening. We die. We sometimes get cancer. We experience sorrow. We experience grief. Life isn't inescapable. However, the suffering of life is optional, which means that when we remove the psychological addiction of something being other than it is, we eliminate the suffering. We still have sorrow, we still have grief, we still have pain, but the suffering itself is now absent. Suffering is psychological addiction to wishing things would be other than they are. Thank you, Buddha. Our friend Laradox is here. Are you turned around on the other yogi? What do you mean? Turn around on the other side, yogi. Am I turned around on the other side? Am I? Does it look that way? I have no idea. I don't know how any of this works. I take the camera, I press a button, I see what happens. This is the way that I've been careening through life since I was a kid. Is this? I don't think there's anything different, is there? So yeah, highly recommend Nisargadatta Maharaj's seminal book, I Am That. But it's a lifetime book, meaning don't pick it up and start at page 1 and think, well, I'll get to page 600 and something and I'll be enlightened. It's one of those books that you just live. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can find another quote. Here's one of my favorites from Nisargadatta. Wisdom tells me I am nothing. Love tells me I am everything. And between the two, my life flows. Don't try to understand. That's the entire quote. Don't try to understand. Wisdom tells me I am nothing. Love tells me I am everything. And between the two, my life flows. Let's see. Buddha says, Yogi, I found a book on fifth book called I Am by Howard Felko. Let's see if I can find that. What author you recommend? I read Linda Howe. Two great authors that talk on the subject, and they didn't actually write the book. It's dialogues that were collected, dialogues that they gave in a weekly Sangha spiritual meeting, spiritual gathering, and their translators would collect it and then put it in book form. Ramana Maharshi and Nisargadatta Maharaji's I Am That. Let's go to Google real quick. Not Google, Amazon. Oh, you know what? I've seen that book. I have not read it. Howard Falco, I Am the Power of Discovering Who You Really Are. I think you're going to enjoy that. You're basically diving in. You're diving into the experience of who you really are, but has been lost. The whole basis of one of the four paths of yoga, jnana yoga, which is the yoga of self-understanding, the yoga of self-inquiry. Um, Jhana literally means self-knowledge, is asking ourselves, who am I? But never settling on an answer. We could ask, who am I? Where am I? The obvious answer being here. But where is here? Even more importantly, when? When am I? Which of course we'd come to now. But when is now? Is now an actual time? Has there ever been a time when it hasn't been now? But probably the most important of all is, who am I? Because everything that we say has to be let go of, has to be released, because it's not who you are. If I say, who am I? And I say, I'm Eric, well, what if my parents named me Bob? Who would I be then? If I say, well, my last name, McCartney, is it? I don't know if my name's been altered down the line. You know, was it ever McCarthy? Was it ever McCartney? I don't know. But I'm obviously not my name. Obviously not my job, since I'm not officially working right now. You'd say, well, I'm a yogi, but that's just something I practice. So you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And when you say, who am I? You get to that final, who am I? I am. Existence. Without label. Simply being aware. Let's see. Buddha says, I see my acupuncture doctor Monday. She told me about I am. It's an amazing discovery. And man, you're so fortunate to have a teacher or an influential person in your life be able to point that out. To point out that I am. Before anything at all, I am. So I think we're going to talk for about 10 more minutes and we'll wrap it up a little early. I keep threatening to go to bed early. I have not made it yet. But I'm ever hopeful. Tonight could be the night, guys. Always have such a good time talking with you, Buddha. Queen's here. Queen Kaylin, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. And our good friend CDP is here. Linda says, what time zone are you in? I'm in Eastern time zone. What about you, Linda? I go to bed early. I'm up at 2:30 in the morning. CDP says, the purpose of life is to contribute in some way to making things better for yourself and others. Never forget to contribute. Stay beautiful and awesome, everyone. No one demonstrates that better than CDP. CDP just doesn't come and give inspirational words. CDP comes and gives inspiration. He reminds me of when Gandhi was released from prison after an extended hunger strike, and he was asked by a reporter, do you have a message for your followers? And he simply said, my life is my message. That's what CDP does. His life is his message. He exists on YouTube to spread positivity, to spread love, to help other people. Can you imagine starting a YouTube channel with the express purpose of just doing that? So if anyone on here needs a sub, needs a subscription, let CDP know. He generally asks, does anyone needs a sub? Or he'll go through the list himself, which is why he has mod status, so he can subscribe to as many people who need it. Buddha says, well, so I got to get it on another account because I canceled my card a few minutes ago. Be right back. Then it says, this morning I was able to catch you live at 5 a.m. my time. Was excellent. I'm discovering more about myself. That's awesome to hear, Linda. I appreciate you being there. If there's anything you ever want to talk about, let me know. We can talk more about meditation. We can talk more about self-inquiry. We can talk more about yoga. Of course, yoga is all those, the entirety of yoga is all that together. Linda says, oops, I'm sorry. CDP says, I can only stay for a moment. Let me know if you want a subscriber. Anyone here need a subscriber? Are you connected with C. Payton? I don't know if you're connected with Kay. I think you're probably already connected with William Hart. Linda, how about you? I think Emma's already gone, but she might need a subscriber. And I'm sure he connected with Runnerboy and Eric Lapointe. It would be a shame not to. Oh, let's see. CDP, Trending and Buddha support. It says trying to grow this channel. So if you could give Trending and Buddha a subscriber. Trending and Buddha is now a mod. Buddha, you got full support, my friend. Whatever you need. I'm on a desktop, so it's hard for me to drop links because I think the only people who can open it is if they're on a desktop as well. But I also know C. Payton, Kathy Payton would appreciate a subscriber. Buddha says, I can't get to work. I'm so sorry. I will be with your membership when I get my card. No problem, my friend. No problem at all. Training sits on their laptop. Will help you. Be right back. CDP says, I've got everyone in the chat now. Please pass forward the blessings, and I will see you all around soon. Love you, Eric. Rest well, brother. Love you too, my friend. Thank you so much. Trending on Buddha says she drops a link for CDP. Thank you, Buddha. Hey, CDP got everyone in the chat that he hadn't gotten before. He's now subscribed to. Everyone here has one more subscription, guys. All because one person, for whatever reason, woke up in the morning one day and said, you know what? I'm going to go to Facebook and be kind. How absolutely amazing is that? What even amazes me more We absolutely all have the capability of waking up in the morning and saying, today I have the opportunity to be kind. Today I can make one new friend on YouTube. I think I might have said Facebook before, right? Um, Shows you how social media is not my thing, even though I'm on it. Buddha says connected to C. Payton. Thank you for that. I mentioned quite a bit that one of my great practices that I absolutely love, and it started out as literally as a practice. I had to remind myself, and I didn't feel it. Um, a long time ago, probably in the 1980s, I read from Meister Eckhart, the great German mystic, that if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, that would be enough. The only prayer you ever said was thank you. Um, and for whatever reason, I took that to heart. And I decided every morning I'm going to get up and say thank you. I started doing this in my drinking days. And you know what? I was not thankful to get up. I felt pretty miserable. But when I could remember, I would say thank you, thank you, thank you. And I kept at it and I kept remembering. And it stopped becoming a practice and started becoming spontaneous. I woke up and said thank you, thank you, thank you. Literally, my heart bursting open that I have another day. Through no doingness of my own. I don't have to request it. I don't have to work for it. I don't even have to pray for it. My existence. I go from the deep sleep of no thingness, not dream state, where, you have mental activity, but when you're in that deep sleep, there's nothing, no thing. And yet, I wake from that state, and an entire universe is there, just for me, and just for you. Everything I need, given to me, granted, through grace and love. And how can we doubt infinite love, knowing an entire universe has been created for our existence, that we've been created from the entire universe? So yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Every morning, huge smile on my face. Now, of course, there's still times when I say thank you, and it's still spontaneous, but it might be less enthusiastic. Um, However, you start asking yourself, can I be grateful for this? Can I be thankful for that? If you wake up with a cold, if you wake up with a headache, if you wake up with a pressing issue, can I still be thankful for this? Having a cold means I can feel, means I can still breathe, maybe not through my nose, but I can still breathe. Having a pressing financial debt means I'm in a position where I have finances to worry about. There's always something to be thankful for, just being able to take a breath. Then it says, so true, Yogi. Trending says, very true. It's definitely those little things. We think of, maybe I should pray. Maybe we should pray. And we think we got to get down on our knees and it's got to be a petitionary prayer, or we got to pray for world peace. None of those things are bad, but a simple thank you. Because here's the thing, when you say thank you, when you say thankful for what you have, you are at peace. When you are at peace, you spread peace. When you spread peace, other people are affected by that peace, and you start having a peaceful world. This is why in A Course in Miracles it says, don't seek to change the world, seek to change your perception of the world. And then the world begins to change. But if we keep going and trying to treat the symptoms, if you keep trying to treat the effects, the cause itself never changes. I talk about this with Jo Delaney, with her beautiful channel where she details losing 535 pounds or 300 and something. She weighed 535 pounds. Imagine that, and losing over 300 pounds. Um, but she knew she couldn't do it just by dieting. And she couldn't do it just by exercising. She had some deep healing issues that needed to be addressed. She went within and she began healing herself. She didn't heal herself, she began healing herself. Big difference. If you step away and you say, I'm healed, chances are you might have overstepped. But if you say, I'm healing, it's a lifelong process. We always get to heal. So she went within and she changed how she treated herself. She did some deep forgiveness work. Forgiveness changes everything. This is why that also says there are no justified grievances. And if you make a statement like that, people always want to point something out and say, but what about? There are no justified grievances because it doesn't affect the situation itself. It only affects you for holding that grievance. If you want to fix a problem, as Einstein said, no problem will ever be fixed with the same mindset that created it. So you got to change the mindset. And that's what forgiveness and asking for miracles is all about. A miracle isn't saying, can I turn this water into wine? It isn't saying, can I walk on water? It's saying, can I change my mind on how I perceive what a miracle is? Can I see this issue differently? All right, guys. I think it's time for me to wrap things up. When I hear myself talking, it's always time. It's always time to wrap things up. Appreciate you all keeping me company. Linda, it's always great making new friends, and I'm really glad you started hanging out with us. And, Buddha, I've been following you for a long time, and I always like what you've done. I love the support that you bring your friends. I'm really glad that we've gotten a chance to talk in depth the past couple of days. Really get to know each other a bit and share the interests that we have. Buddha is following the beautiful path of Qigong, a great, great healing art. I had practiced the 8 pieces of brocade for quite some time. I haven't in a while, though. I should get back to it. I do a Qigong wall squat every morning. We face in the wall. It's great for back mobility, but it also opens up the Dantins, which are the energy centers, which are similar to the chakra system in yoga. So, guys, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5 a.m.-ish, 5 a.m. I'm usually on time for that. And again, we're working with Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, but we're probably going to take a break after a few days. I want to do 7 days of one of my all-time favorite books. Deepak Chopra's The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. I got this book in 1993. And it basically, it's a book on Vedic wisdom, yogic wisdom, success in that manner, how to spontaneously fulfill our desires. It's just a great 7 days, how to manifest the world that you want. Not materialistically, but that doesn't exclude materialistic as well. Then it says, talking is great. I really enjoyed this time. Again, thank you for kindness. You're welcome, my friend, and thank you for your kindness being here, sharing time with me. Runner Boy says, peace. Peace to you, Runner Boy. Hope to see you soon. Buddha, my friend, thank you again. Our friend CDP was here. Um, big thank you for Eric Lapointe always being here. Laradox popped in. Kathy, I'm glad you hung out with us tonight. I always enjoy it. I always look forward to it. Thank you for the Facebook chat and the lovely Walking with Goldie. Jace, William Hart, K. Renee's Garden. William was here listening in. William Downey, Bill, much appreciated, my friend. Asia was here. Poor Man's Jim was here. And I think I covered everyone. Much appreciated, guys. William Downey says, hey, Yogi, see you tomorrow, buddy. William says, anytime, sir. I appreciate it, William. You know, again, I mentioned no one has to do that kind of stuff. And yet they decide to do it just because they're a friend. It never ceases to amaze me. So when I wake up and I say that little thank you, you guys are included. I'm extremely grateful, thankful for each and every one of you. So with that, good night and thank you.